It's turbo time.
What's going on, Turbo Nation? In the past, I have released tip videos on how to do better in Advanced Warfare. I still highly recommend applying those tips. They're still applicable till this day. I still get a lot of comments saying, oh, these tips helped me out get better. These tips worked. And I'll leave links in the description down below for those who missed it. I want to try and gather as much advice and tips as possible to add to their game so that you can become a better player. Now, I know as Black Ops 3 release gets closer, people are probably not even playing Advanced Warfare and are probably wondering why I'm even posting this video. But this video is for those who still play the game and love it and are always looking for ways to improve, because there's always room for improvement. So this video is for you, and a few of these tips are also applicable to any Call of Duty, which is why you always see MLG players or your favorite YouTuber killing it in every Call of Duty. And you can even take these tips into Black Ops 3. Now, I broke this video down into 6 simple tips to help you get better at Advanced Warfare, starting with tip number 1, improving your aim. Now, I always see a lot of comments saying your aim is pretty good, can you tell me how to do it? Now, truthfully, you need to practice and practice and play and practice and play and play and play. It doesn't happen overnight, but what you could do if you truly want to speed up the learning process of how to aim better is play private matches against bots, or even use the shooting range in between matches or in your spare time. You know, it doesn't have to be on veteran difficulty when you're playing against bots. You know, the whole objective is to get used to aiming at moving targets and getting your hand-eye coordination in sync. And it's all about repetition and practice. That is how you improve your aim over time. And tip number 2, knowing enemy boost jump timing and distance. Now, what I mean by this is that people boost jump all the time in this game, making it much harder to aim and shoot people. Now, what a lot of people don't really think about is that we all boost jump the same height in the game. Now, where I'm getting at with this is that you are your slowest when you're at the apex of your double jump. So if you apply this to shooting the enemy, the smart thing to do would be to anticipate the enemy at the apex of their jump and shoot them immediately, because they're at their slowest in that movement. So knowing how high off the ground we can jump and where they are slowest at while they're jumping is essential to better aim, because we can anticipate and shoot the enemy at their weakest. So learning the different patterns and types of movements with the boosting will really help you improve your game, and you'll probably even get messages saying that you're a hacker or something like that, because you basically killed them really quickly as they're double jump boosting, like you knew where they were gonna be. Now, tip number 3, anticipate the strafe distance. Now, this kind of goes with tip number 2. I talked about the double jump boosting. You know, we all strafe the exact same distance in game. So by knowing how far they can strafe left and right will help you get a better idea of where you should anticipate shooting the enemy once you see them boost strafe, because you know where your enemy is going to be at the end of that movement. So once you master this, you'll also be able to lock onto your enemies better like cake. Now, tip number 4, use your minimap to your advantage. Now, aside from the obvious of using it to locate enemies when they fire their weapons, what about if they use silencers? You know, you can actually still know where enemies are regardless if they use silencers, because if you can see your teammates on the minimap and they suddenly disappear, that should tell you that an enemy is nearby and you should be a lot more alert. Also, the silencers are not completely silent. You could still hear the silencers going off if you listen very carefully, if you use headphones. It doesn't have to be Astro A40s. You could actually use Apple iPhone headphones. That's what I use sometimes when I stream, and it still works the same. Tip number 5, always ADS around corners. ADS stands for aim down sights. Now, if you ADS around corners, you will lessen the likelihood of being caught by surprise by an enemy and you're not ready, because more likely than not, in a fast-paced game like Advanced Warfare, there will always be enemies lurking around corners, and it helps you to be ready to fire against unexpected campers who like to sit in rooms. So ADSing gives a bit more assurance that you'll be able to stand a chance, and I highly recommend you get used to doing that while you're turning around every single corner. And tip number 6, use your weapon wisely. Now, by this I mean know what the weapon you are using is capable of and what maps they do best on and the distance you can use them best. For example, I'm not going to use a shotgun on a big map, whereas it will be a lot more effective on a small map like Detroit, because the shotgun does best in close quarter combat and the range is perfect enough for the shots to rarely miss. So learn your weapons and which maps they do best on. That's all the tips I have for how to get better at Advanced Warfare. Be sure to drop a like. If we reach 200 likes, it would mean a lot to me. Subscribe for more Call of Duty content and tips, and
I'll be back. Yeah!